Hello, 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 and how are you? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my page. It's good to see you again, or rather, can I say it's good to have you guys watch me again. This is getting better by the day. Today, I will be talking about something that is a bit sad, but it's something that we need to talk about because it's what's happening and it's something that is affecting our campaign. Not that we're concerned, but I think there's just a bit of clarity that needs to be made. Today, I'm drawing my discussion from a video that was posted by Binwa Mpondo. So Binwa Mpondo posted today, and he was talking about Edgar Chagwa Lungu's death, and also how the opposition is accusing the NRPUP party of using Edgar Chagwa Lungu's death as a campaign strategy. So today, this is what we're going to talk about. I would love to hear your opinions. Please pop them in the comment section after our discussion. So my take from everything else and how I'm trying to understand the whole situation is that the NRPUP party is actually trying to provide some clearance and guidance around this whole issue. Let us all remember that Makebi Zulu, who is the running mate, actually is the spokesperson of the Lungu family. We know how Makebi has fought in the past year to see to it that, the case is won and the family is protected. And he has spoken with so much boldness on behalf of the Lungu family. So from my understanding, if I had to summarize everything, I feel that like the NRPUP party is just trying to provide some sort of clarity as well as guidance. Listen, after the case was won in court, we've not had any official announcement or anything solid on the ground to say exactly what we are going to do. This is the time for campaign. Definitely, if people see Makebi, if people see the rest of the PF members, doing the campaigns, they would want to know, or rather find out from them to say, but what is happening? They go to Chinsali. The people from Chinsali feel like they're really far away from civilization and everything else that's going on. Once they see these people come to their place, the first thing they would also want to hear is the latest news. So this is what's happening. Our former president died. He's in South Africa. So what is next? Yeah. Towards the end, and this is usually done towards the end of the whole rally, where the president would just give a small briefing, telling the people about what's going to happen, saying we are going to bury our former president after the elections. Yeah, he would not even emphasize or tell people to say, oh, if you will not vote us into power, then we're not going to bury the president. He is not forcing anybody and he's not imposing anything on anyone, but simply providing clarity and guidance to the people of Zambia. At least after that rally, everybody is going back home saying that we have gotten the news from the horse's mouth. Edgar Chagwa Lungu will be buried and will only be buried after the elections. So I don't see how people today would stand up and start making statements to say that the party is actually using this as a strategy to campaign. No, this is not what is happening. The other thing that I wanted to point out is Zambia. Zambia, God is watching. God says he is the father to the fatherless and the husband to the widow. When we come back to our Zambian culture, this has never been heard of. This is something that does not happen in our culture, where a funeral has happened and we preserve the body for more than a year. I know this happens in some other countries, some West African countries and the like, they'll take long to bury. It's their tradition. This is what they do. But in our culture, that's not what happens. If you're Zambian, when we have a funeral, the moment we bury our loved one, we even say, hey, chapepukako, chachoka kumtima. You even hear people who start talking. They even have meetings and have Islam Boleamfa and all those things because they have buried. But here we are, we have tied our first lady. We have tied the children of Edgar Chagwa Lungu. We have kept them with their hearts broken. Imagine how heavy the funeral feels before you bury. Those 3 days, those 4 days that you keep the funeral, those 4 days that you keep the body in the mortuary before burial, you know how heavy it feels. If you've had a funeral before, you know what I am talking about. But we have kept this family for 1 whole year without burying their father, without burying the man that we referred to as president, the man that we cheered to, the man that brought development and change in our nation. It is really sad. It is really sad. Each time I think about it, it just, it burdens my heart, and it feels like we have been so unfair. I don't know why, for some reason, we have taken this thing so lightly. Is it because our head of state, President HH, has made it look like it's not a big deal? Is that the more reason why most of us feel like, oh, it's just one of those things? But trust me, the day that you and me are going to witness that coffin descending from that aeroplane, covered in the Zambian national flag, the kind of brokenness, the kind of guilt that you and me are going to feel will be unmeasurable. It will be bad. I don't know what has happened to Zambian people. I don't know why we have become so hard-hearted that we have forgotten who we really are. This is not Zambia. This is not our hearts as Zambians. So, moving on. The reasons why Edgar Chagwa Lungu was not buried are known, right? I'm just going to go through them quickly so that we're all on the same page and we don't lose it. So, to start with, background history. I picked this from the video and also from everything that has been said. We know this has been happening, right? So HH denied Edgar Chagwa Lungu to go for treatment. Not once, not twice. We all know this. There was evidence that was circulating everywhere. When he died, it took him a century to even announce his death, to even announce the days of mourning. The country started asking questions. Is it true that he's really dead? If he is, why are we not having a state funeral? And all those things. There was just so much confusion. And the president had the power to control everything that time, but he decided not to. When misunderstandings arose, there was mediations between the government and the family. The government could not honor the wishes of ECL. Therefore, the family refused and said, no, we're not going to go ahead and bury in Zambia. Instead, we'll bury our own in South Africa. A service even started, and they were about to bury the president when a court order came in and denied them to go ahead with the funeral processions and told them to say they need to appear in the courts of law. And this took them 1 whole year. You can imagine what has been going on in the minds of the Lungu family. In a far away country, far away from home. We know how it's like back at home when we have a funeral. At least baneba bandani bazabwela kukonkoshera nkoni kukuza nkoni sorry wakushimikisa nkoni wapasta babwela bakupempelera nkoni. But these people have been far away from home, on their own, holding each other. This is really sad. ECL carried the whole nation. Remember when Wasata died? When Wasata died, most of us found comfort in Edgar Chagwa Lungu because he was ready to lead the nation. Yes, he had said he did not have a vision and that he will continue with the vision of Vasata and he will let God lead. He meant what he said. He was just a servant that gave himself and said, Lord, let your will be done. If you have chosen me to be president, I will be president. I did not think about being president, but because it is your will, Lord, you want this to happen, you will lead me. He assured the nation. He carried us on his shoulders. He comforted us as a nation. And today, when his family needs us the most, we've decided to back away. Why? Because of hatred. Because of political hatred. It is sad. I will end by saying these few things. That Edgar Chagwa Lungu will remain the greatest freedom fighter that Zambia has ever had. He will go down in the books of history. He is the only freedom fighter that has won even in his death. Zambia shall celebrate this man. The NRPUP party is going to bury Edgar Chagwa Lungu with all the respect and dignity that he deserves. Yes, this is going to happen. He will not go like a mere man. He will have a dignified funeral. And this is going to happen. May the Lord have mercy on Mother Zambia. May Lord have mercy on us. And may the Lord forgive us for what we have done to the Lungu family. We owe that family a big apology. If you have senses and you're really thinking, this should tell you what sort of a leader we have in Hakainde Hichilema. What sort of a man he is. I hope, sir, you have the peace. I thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you again very soon. And we are going to sit and analyze another topic. Have a beautiful day. Have a good night. And we will see you soon.